Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a fascinating and often overlooked coin that might already be sitting quietly in your pocket or collection, the Australia 10 cents coin from the year 2005. At first glance, it may seem like just another small silver coin, but when we explore its history, condition, and collector appeal, you'll see why it deserves much more attention. Let's begin with the history of this coin. The Australian 10 cents coin was first introduced in 1966, when Australia transitioned to decimal currency. The 2005 issue continues that long-standing tradition and features the iconic lyrebird design on the reverse side. This beautiful bird is known for its incredible ability to mimic sounds, making it one of Australia's most unique animals. On the front, we see the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, representing Australia's connection to the British monarchy. By 2005, this coin had already become a familiar part of everyday life, circulating widely across the country. Now, when we talk about a very fine condition coin, we're referring to a piece that has clearly been used in circulation but still retains strong detail. You may notice some light wear on the high points, such as the feathers of the lyrebird or the hair details on the Queen's portrait, but overall the coin still looks attractive and well-preserved. This level of condition is quite common among circulated coins, yet it still holds value for collectors, especially those building complete date sets. Moving on to the background and composition, the 2005 Australian 10 cents coin is made from cupronickel, which is a combination of copper and nickel. This gives the coin its silver-like appearance and durability. The coin weighs and has a reeded edge, meaning it has small grooves along the sides. These features not only make the coin resistant to wear, but also help prevent counterfeiting. The design has remained consistent for decades, making it a classic piece of Australian coinage. Now let's talk about collector demand, which is an important factor in determining value. While the 2005 Australian 10 cents coin is not considered rare, it still has steady demand among beginner collectors and those completing year-by-year collections. Many collectors enjoy finding coins from specific years, and even common coins like this can become meaningful when part of a larger collection. Additionally, coins in better condition always attract more interest, so a very fine example is definitely more desirable than heavily worn pieces. Coming to the most exciting part, the current market value. As of today, a 2005 Australian 10 cents coin in very fine condition typically holds a value of around $1,000, $20,000 to $150,000. In most cases, it stays close to its, but depending on demand, condition, and buyer interest, it can sometimes fetch slightly more. If the coin is in extremely fine or uncirculated condition, the value could increase further, but in very fine condition, it remains modest yet collectible. Now, for those of you who are collectors or planning to start your journey, here are some helpful tips. Always pay attention to the condition of your coins, as even small differences can affect value. Try to store your coins in a dry and safe place, preferably in coin holders or albums, to prevent damage. It's also a good idea to learn about different mint years and variations, as some coins that look ordinary may turn out to be more valuable than expected. And most importantly, enjoy the process of collecting. Every coin has a story, and that's what makes this hobby so rewarding. As we come to the conclusion, the Australia 10 cents coin from 2005 may not be a rare treasure, but it holds its own charm and importance in the world of coin collecting. It represents history, craftsmanship, and the everyday life of a nation. Whether you are a beginner or an experienced collector, coins like this remind us that value isn't always about rarity. Sometimes it's about the story and connection behind the coin. So next time you come across a 10 cents coin, take a closer look. You might just be holding a small piece of history in your hands. Next up, today we're diving into another fascinating coin that might already be sitting quietly in your collection or even in your pocket change. We're talking about the 1981 Australia 10 cents coin, especially in very fine condition, and its current market value in dollars. You might be surprised at what this small coin represents, both historically and for collectors today. Let's begin with the history of this beautiful coin. The Australian 10 cents coin was first introduced in 1966, when Australia transitioned to decimal currency. By 1981, the coin had already become a familiar part of everyday life across the country. The design features the iconic lyrebird, one of Australia's most unique and visually striking birds, known for its incredible ability to mimic sounds. This design has remained consistent over the years, making it instantly recognizable and deeply connected to Australian identity. On the obverse side, you'll find the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, reflecting Australia's connection to the British monarchy at the time. Now let's talk about the condition, because condition is everything in coin collecting. A 1981 Australian 10-cent coin in very fine condition means the coin has seen some circulation but still retains clear details. The lyrebird's feathers are still visible, although slightly worn, and the queen's portrait remains well defined. There may be some light scratches or surface marks, but overall, the coin looks attractive and well preserved. This level of condition makes it quite appealing to collectors who want a balance between affordability and quality. Moving on to the background and composition of the coin, the Australian 10-cent coin is made from cupronickel, which is a blend of copper and nickel. This composition gives the coin its silvery appearance and durability, allowing it to withstand years of circulation. The coin weighs 5.65 grams and has a diameter of 23.60 millimeters, making it slightly larger than some other small denomination coins. Its reeded edge not only adds to its aesthetic appeal, but also helps prevent counterfeiting. Now let's discuss collector demand, which plays a big role in determining the coin's value. The 1981 Australian 10-cent coin is not considered extremely rare, as millions were minted that year. However, demand still exists, especially among collectors who are trying to complete date sets of Australian decimal coins. Enthusiasts appreciate coins in very fine condition because they offer a glimpse into history without the high price tag of uncirculated examples. Additionally, collectors from around the world who focus on Commonwealth or bird-themed coins often seek out this piece for its iconic lyrebird design. So what about the current market value? As of today, a 1981 Australian 10-cent coin in very fine condition typically holds a modest but respectable value. In most cases, it ranges from around $150,000 to $1,075,000, depending on the exact condition and buyer interest. While this might not seem like a huge amount, it's important to remember that value can increase over time, especially if demand grows or if higher-grade examples become harder to find. Plus, every coin has a story, and sometimes that story is worth more than the price itself. For collectors, there are always opportunities to make the most out of coins like this. It's a good idea to store your coins properly, keeping them in protective holders to avoid further wear. Even small improvements in condition preservation can make a difference in value over time. Paying attention to details like luster, sharpness, and cleanliness can help you identify better quality pieces. And of course, staying connected with the coin collecting community can give you insights into trends and potential future value increases. As we come to the conclusion, the 1981 Australia 10-cent coin in very fine condition may not be a rare treasure worth hundreds of dollars, but it certainly holds its own charm and significance. It represents a piece of Australia's monetary history, showcases a beautiful native bird, and continues to attract collectors around the world. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced collector, coins like this remind us that every piece has value, not just in money, but in history and passion. Next up, today we're diving into a fascinating piece of Australian coin history, the 1968 Australian 10-cent coin in fine condition, and most importantly, what its value looks like in today's market. Let's start with a little history that makes this coin truly special. The Australian 10-cent coin was first introduced in 1966, when Australia switched from pounds, shillings, and pence to a decimal currency system. By 1968, the coin was already part of everyday life across the country, representing a modern and simplified monetary system. These early decimal coins, including the 1968 issue, carry historical importance because they reflect a major financial transition in Australia's economy. Holding one of these coins is like holding a small piece of that transformation. Now let's talk about its condition. A coin described as being in fine condition means it has been circulated and shows visible wear, but still retains clear details. The design elements, such as the iconic lyrebird on the reverse side, remain recognizable, although some finer details may be softened over time. Fine condition coins are very common among collectors because they are affordable and still carry historical charm. Moving on to the background and composition of this coin, the 1968 Australian 10 cents is made from cupronickel, which is a blend of. This combination gives the coin its silver-like appearance and durability. Unlike older coins made with precious metals, this coin does not contain silver, but its strength and resistance to corrosion have helped many survive in decent condition even after decades of circulation. The round shape and standard size make it easily recognizable, and its design has remained largely unchanged over the years, which adds to its timeless appeal. Now let's discuss collector demand, which plays a big role in determining value. The 1968 Australian 10 cents coin is not considered rare because millions were minted and many are still available today. However, there is always a steady demand among beginner collectors and those interested in completing Australian decimal coin sets. Coins from the early years of decimalization, like 1968, hold a nostalgic and historical attraction, especially for collectors who appreciate the story behind the currency change. So what about the current market value? In fine condition, the 1968 Australian 10 cents coin typically holds a modest value. As of today, it usually ranges between around $1,045,000 to $1,075,000, depending on the exact condition and market interest. While it may not be highly valuable in monetary terms, its real worth lies in its history and collectability. If the coin were in uncirculated or higher-grade condition, the value could be slightly higher, but in fine condition, it remains an affordable collectible. For collectors, this coin offers a great opportunity to start or expand a collection without spending much. One helpful tip is to always store your coins properly in protective holders to prevent further wear. Keeping them away from moisture and handling them carefully can preserve their condition over time. Another important tip is to learn how to grade coins accurately, because even small differences in condition can affect value. It's also a good idea to buy from trusted sellers or dealers to ensure authenticity. As we come to the conclusion, the 1968 Australian 10 cents coin may not be a high-value treasure, but it is definitely a meaningful collectible. It represents an important chapter in Australia's monetary history and continues to attract collectors around the world. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced collector, coins like this remind us that value is not always about price. Sometimes it's about history, connection, and the joy of collecting. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more interesting coin stories and values. See you in the next video.